Another response to a Facebook question, and someone who seems to be going through a very rough time with career falling away, debt piling up, and just swirling in the story of misery and owing everybody, family, friends, bank, just feeling very lost and wanting to find their purpose. And in fact, stating that I want to find a job that makes me happy, and that I can find my purpose, and feel like I have a purpose. Purpose seemed to be a big word. So I'm going to respond to that. The writer notices that loving what is a pivotal point in starting to notice things differently. That whatever's arising is perfect. It's only the story about it that is causing pain. Sorry, my phone's going off here, so I'm going to turn that off. That it's not what's happening that is causing the pain, it's our story about what is apparently happening that causes the pain. I think the biggest noticing that suffering is slipping away and not being believed is when each of the thoughts that arises can no longer be seen as real. So I need to find a job that fulfills my purpose, that makes me happy. How I know that's not true in the story of Kelly is that whatever I'm doing is what I'm meant to be doing in that moment. How do I know? It's what I'm doing. It is the best job I've ever had, whether it's cleaning toilets or scrubbing the floor. And I know this because it's the job that I do have. It's only my stories about it that caused the pain. So as I scrub the toilet, there's just gratitude. If the thoughts are arising that this is gross, this is disgusting, this is beneath me, those are the stories to look at. Not that I'm not serving my purpose. Purpose is a very painful story. It says that something should be other than the way that it is. That will always feel painful. If things in life are falling away, jobs, family, friends, money, it's perfect. How do I know it's perfect? It's happening. It's what's apparently happening right here and right now. I've never had control over it, and I never will. The pain comes when I think that I have control. That I start grabbing onto the things that are slipping away, the relationships, the money, the house, the kids, whatever. How do I know someone's supposed to be in my life? They are. How do I know they're not supposed to be in my life? They're not. How do I know this is the perfect job? It's the one I have. Until it's not. Now, as far as owing everyone money and the fear that you're not going to be able to pay them back, look at the fear. If paying back happens, it happens. If paying back doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's not about what's going on, it's the story you have about it. Look at the story, not what's happening. Almost all of my videos talk to the same point, just a different scenario, but it's the same point over and over and over that causes the suffering. That this, whatever this is, should or shouldn't be happening. That's the seed that underlies the suffering. It has absolutely nothing to do with what's happening, and everything to do with what I think should be happening or shouldn't be happening. If you hold out for the quote-unquote perfect job that matches your path, ooh, painful. If you're flipping burgers, scrubbing toilets, taking money from somebody at a parking lot, that's a perfect job. How do you know it's perfect? You're doing it. Money comes in your hand, food goes in your belly, heat comes in your house. Now, many of you may watch this and say, well, that's easy for you to say, Kelly. You're not doing that. That's your story about me. There have been jobs that, at the time, there was a story that they were beneath me. But they fed the family. They heated the house. They put gas in the car. So I know for a fact that they were perfect. It was only my story about them that said they weren't. The suffering is not about what's happening, sweetheart. It's your story about what's happening that's hurting. The suffering is not in what is going on or not going on. It's not in the paying back or not paying back of the people. It's not in the perfect job or not perfect job. As the depression over all the thoughts covers you up, of course you'll feel less and less apt to leave the house or get out of bed. You're buried under thoughts, and all of them feel like they're you, and none of them are. Peel each one away. It's like a layer of blanket coming off of you so that you can step out of that bed, out of that depression. In the comments of this video, I'm going to put the link to watch Byron Katie's Turn It Around movie. Start looking at the work to inquire on the thoughts. You're perfectly where you are meant to be. You have no control over any of this. So as soon as the thought that you control it, you can find the perfect job to pay back all the people perfectly, all those beliefs start to shed away. There is a loving of what's here. There's a loaf of bread on the counter. There's something for you to eat. There's warmth in your house. There's a blanket to wrap yourself in. See the perfection in all of that. Until next time, in love.